In the God of War universe, Kratos' axe was given to him by his, I assume, former wife, but definitely former lover, that being Faye, or Laufey. In Norse mythology, Laufey was the mother of Loki, and in the God of War universe, Laufey is set up as a sort of heroine type character from what we've heard about her. Mimir tells us that Brock and Sindri made Thor's hammer, hoping to make a name for themselves, as he puts it. This hammer was used as a very powerful weapon, both in Norse mythology and the God of War story, to essentially defeat the giants. Although in God of War it's used and said to be much more of a weapon, or more of a tyrannical weapon, that essentially has eradicated pretty much all of the giant forces bar one, though technically two, and perhaps I suppose three if you consider Laufey as well. Probably didn't kill Laufey, or we don't know how Laufey died, but she's being burned at the start of the story, so. I mean, Thor doesn't seem like the type to clean up after himself once he's done fighting or whatever, and if Thor really was responsible, you'd think probably your objectives in the actual campaign of the story would be a bit different. Maybe you'd want to, I don't know, hunt down Thor for some sort of revenge reasons. Kratos doesn't seem like the forgive and forget type. Brock and Sindri, they didn't intend for so much death and carnage to be caused by Mjolnir, so they began work on another project. At some point, Sindri tells us why Brock's skin is blue.
Oh, it's fine. Very good question, actually. You see, my brother's not as careful as I am. In fact, he prefers to work with metals using his own bare hands. Ugh. No gloves. Says it's the only way he can hear what it wants to be. Touch enough raw silver and it changes your skin irreparably. That means forever.
But this might not necessarily be the truth, because apparently Brock lost his head whilst forging the actual Leviathan axe itself. So why Sindri would want to necessarily hide this, whilst Brock seems a bit more opening in telling us that this is the actual case? Whilst Atreus is ill, he outright mentions that he might have accidentally, slipped and cut off his head once whilst he was forging something, whereas Sindri, is going through this effort to try and lie and hide it. So there might be a bit more to the story, or maybe Sindri knows a bit more about what happened, less so than Brock did. He was revived by his brother Sindri, though, later, and the end result was him having blue skin, but he gets to still be alive, so that works. Brock is apparently responsible for calling the axe the Leviathan axe. Across the different mythologies, such as Jewish mythology, that it appears in, it doesn't have one set appearance. The Leviathan might appear as a giant serpent, or it might appear as a giant fish or dinosaur, aquatic dinosaur. Everyone agrees that it is some sort of giant beast. It has sharp teeth and perhaps even horns, and is just generally the type of monster creature that you wouldn't want to encounter if you were sailing the seas, or if you were just, out having fun or whatever. Now, specifically, the axe itself was made to be able to challenge Mjolnir. This is interesting because after we return from Jotunheim and we talk to Brock or Sindri, we get some follow-up dialogue just fleshing out Laufey's character a bit more. And of course the Leviathan axe itself as well.
So how was your trip to Jotunheim?
Will you give them a little privacy? The kid just found out he's a giant. He doesn't need you interrogating him.
Brock, you knew?
Oh, we knew Faye was the last guardian of the Jotnar left in Midgard. That's why we made her the axe. We hoped it could restore the balance of power.
After Thor went all berserk with our hammer.
Though in the end it seems she chose another path. She chose, well, you. Both of you. I suppose she figured that was the best chance for the giants to live on. And now, I suppose, that's up to you.
How about that? A young Jotun with us the whole time. And the son of Laufey, I should have seen it before!
With all the different little extra cutscenes and mini clips of dialogues that have been setting up a potential confrontation between Kratos and Thor, the supposed secret ending, which technically isn't a secret ending, it's just the ending, really. This dialogue that I just played for you, the fact that both Thor's Mjolnir and the Leviathan axe have that, similar trait of being able to return to the user fairly easily. A fight between Thor and Kratos we pretty much know is going to happen, whether Thor's going to be some sort of lost boss of the next game, or he's going to star in the DLC, if there will be DLC for God of War, which there probably will be. We'll just have to wait and see. We know that Odin has plans in motion to change his own fate. Why would he ignore the fate of one of his sons, and most likely a son that is his favorite son? If God is the ultimate power that slays the Leviathan, and is not only the only being capable of doing so, but the only being that can do this without dying, then perhaps a similar thing will be true for the fight between either Thor and Kratos, or for Thor and Jormungandr. I mean, seriously, in the God of War universe, or hell, even in Norse mythology itself, what would you consider to be the closest beast or creature or god of any kind to the Leviathan itself? But then again, Kratos' axe itself is called the Leviathan axe, so there's that. But then again, Kratos has proven in this very game itself that he doesn't particularly care about myths, fated, and, a destiny sort of thing. But that's just a little interesting food for thought I was considering. But that was pretty much the video on the Leviathan axe. What do you think? Do you think a lot of the things I said here were way just off base, wrong? Think I'm close to the truth or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, want to see more videos like this, go ahead and leave a like, because that really does help. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you can be first. Everyone likes being first, right? For the next video, and until the next video, have a very good day. I have been Prime. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.